Hello guys, it's Michał from VidShaker, and today I want to take you through the process of recreating this amazing image in Blender. In this video, I will briefly go through all the steps I took when working on the project, but if you are looking for something more in-depth, there actually is a longer 40 minutes version of this tutorial available on Superhive for just $7. And in there you will find more detailed showcase of how I work with lighting, how I set up HDR arrays, and how I set up greenery materials. And if you want to go even deeper, there is also available a whole full blend file of this exact project. So you can check out every material, every possible node setup, and use it in your own project. Last time we worked on interior. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend you to check it out. And this time I've decided that we probably should touch some grass, go outside for a little bit. Of course I'm talking in Blender, not in real world. That's awful.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, so as always, grab some drink and let's get right into it. So, the project we will work on today is actually from Arch and here we have a lot of photos as well as a floor plan, so we are all sorted. Alright, let's jump into Blender and finally kick things off. First, we need to get our floor plan here, so it can be easier to get all the lengths and heights and widths, you know what I mean. To do that, first we need to go to the right perspective, so for this one it will be top view. And now just drag and drop the image to the 3D viewport, and we have it. Let's start modeling the walls. The way I like to do it is to add the cube, delete one side, so we pretty much have just a plane, add a solidify modifier, now adjust the thickness of the wall to somewhat match the floor plan, then just move these vertices to match the wall length. And exactly in this way we are going to model all the walls, both levels, as well as other things like pool, roof, and all others we will model normally, just looking at the reference images, like these facade panels, metal beams, windows, etc. After we've built the house, it's time to build some landscape where we will actually be touching the grass, so we need to make it very carefully. Okay, the way I'm always doing it is first start with just a plane, adding loop cuts where we need them to adjust the shape. Overall, at the beginning, I always try to keep it as low poly as possible. And with this type of landscape, unfortunately, the only way to do it good is to do it manually. That's why right here you can see me moving all the vertices manually, one by one, or either with proportional editing. Only later on, when we will be happy with our landscape, I will add even more loop cuts to make the topology nice and even. Alright, we are done with the landscape, so now we can proceed to add even more details to the scene, with things like furniture, some plants, overall just this type of stuff. And if you are thinking like, oh wow, look at this collection of models, it's so amazing, it probably took him years to build. Well, no, not at all. In fact, your asset browser can be looking exactly the same, because all of this is part of our ultimate furniture collection, which now contains over 1,500 furniture models. So I'm pretty sure you will find something for every case you will ever need. As for the trees, I will of course use our VidShaker trees with Angon add-on, which is just so easy to use and makes the work so much faster. I know I'm talking about it in every video, but I genuinely just love how quick you can open the whole catalog, scroll through all the different types of trees, then just with one click, add it to the scene, ready with all textures, whole shader setup, and even if you need to adjust the brightness or the color, you can do it easily with these sliders without even going to the shaders tab. so I definitely recommend it to you as well. And really smoothly, let's go to another amazing add-on, which is Geoscatter. We will be using it to create our particles, like grass, trees, and all other plants and bushes. Of course, this add-on isn't something you have to create realistic visualizations. You can do exactly the same thing with particle systems or geometry nodes if you are familiar with them. You can see me now preparing all the greenery, drawing some weights, importing the greenery, twisting and changing all these different settings. Keep in mind that at this stage I was just making it more or less what I want, because of course without going into render view we can't really see what exactly we have. Finally, after all that modeling, preparing, playing around with the particles, we can add some light.
Yes, 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 yes.
So we can play with the particles even more.
No, no, no.
Yeah, I know, it may be a little tedious, but especially in this scene, particles take a big part of the image, so we just need to make them look as good as possible. Now we can go to the rendered view, and straight off you can see that even though our particles looked like they were dense enough, they actually need to be a lot denser. So once again here I will just adjust these settings. Then I did actually disable the material override just for a bit, just to see how it's looking, and I've decided to change the HDRI for the one looking more similar to the lighting we are actually going for. And after some small changes, I've put the material override back on. Now it's time for something we've all been waiting for. The grass. Since the whole point of this video is to touch some grass, let's finally add it to the scene. Now we can distribute them onto our scene. I know you are probably tired of this, but here once again I've started playing with this greenery, changing some settings as well as using different greenery models. Remember that in this case the quality of our image is strongly dependent on how this greenery will look. That's why I'm working so much on it to make it look as good as I can. Next step, following our reference image, we will add some bushes on the borders. You can already see that our image is coming along more and more. Let's now take care of the background. I will add there some big birch trees, exactly the same way I did the bushes. Alright, now we can finally truly get to the lighting stage. I promise. The first part of working with lighting is getting the right mood for the image. If that sounds familiar, that means you have watched the previous kitchen tutorial. You can now see me trying a couple of different HDRIs to see which one looks the best. If you are happy with how it's looking, it is a good moment to add the sun. Let's add it to the scene, and for now just play with its rotation to get the similar lighting as in our reference image. Alright, it looks pretty good. With our three components initially done, we can move to building the color composition. Now we will really add some character to the image. I have also added a RGB curves in the compositor, just to balance the picture a little bit. Because we are working with a sunset, we still need to make our picture a bit warmer. To do that, we can use sun color. Now I was just balancing the image, changing the shader a bit, changing the sun color, intensity, playing in the compositor. Nothing really groundbreaking, but just small changes to make the image a bit nicer. Now it is a good time to add some lens effect, like bloom and vignette. One thing is still wrong here. If we look back at our reference image, you can see that the building here is rather dark than white, with a lot of windows. So let's take care of that. Now, as you can see, we have another problem. The reflection from the windows. It's not looking beautiful, right? But in fact, here you can either use the same HDRI we have used for the sky, or if you want, we can use an even different one. So here for now I have used the same HDRI for both background and reflection, but later on I will change it. Once again, because with changing the color of the house and adding the glass, the picture has changed quite a bit. So I have fiddled around with the grass color just to balance it. Now I further make some small changes. Also, I've plugged in a separate HDRI for reflections, which is actually a same HDRI file, but I just made it a bit lower so I can get more of that blue sky in the reflections. Coming to the final stages of the work, we need to work on textures. So now we will build up our shader with the textures from the original material. Now I wanted to make these bigger brushes a bit warmer, to add some variety to the green color. And remember when I told you how cool our assets with Ngon add-on are, and how easy it is to adjust the materials? You can see it right here. First, using the sliders, I've adjusted it a little bit, and then I went to the shaders itself, and with prepared, easy to use sliders, I've adjusted it a bit more. And basically just working in the same way, I went through all the greenery. Once again, I was also making some changes to our particle systems. And now all we've got left for texturing is the house itself. Here, I've did everything in similar way as I always do these type of textures. So first, I've looked for the textures on sites like Polygon or textures.com, and after finding something I like, first I plug either the specular or roughness or gloss texture, it can even be just albedo map but desaturated, to the IR level, and I work on reflections. Then I add the albedo map and maybe even mix it with the original color. And working just like that, I went through every object in the scene. Now, just for the finishing touches, I wanted to make the reflection in the bottom right windows a bit nicer. So I've added some more bushes to cover the part of it, and for the rest, I wanted to do something similar as in our reference image. The building still felt unnaturally empty, so to fix that, I've added some curtains, as well as just a bath and a bed, to fill up the space in places where it was needed. And just as a finishing touches, I've changed the background a bit, added a house, just partially an image of a hill, and these planes with really low opacity, so they can imitate a bit of the fog in the distance. So, our work in Blender is finally done. Now it's time to render and finish the work with post-processing. I've opened our rendered image in Photoshop and made just a couple of really minor changes. Now, because we are going to use Magnific AI, we need to save our image in half of the resolution. So let's resize it and save it. Let's go to Magnific, choose the upscaler and upload our image. So here we are with our final result. What do you think? Do you like it? I certainly do. I think we did well with creating the right mood of the image, right? When you look both at the reference and at our render, you feel similar emotions. I think the quality and the realism of our image is also very good, thanks to some of operations we made, like making this higher grass at the edges, or these burnt grass spots. Of course the AI post-production also helped, but most importantly, because we had a good base, which is good high quality assets from Grassvault as well from 3D Shaker. So guys, that would be it for today. Just to remind you, if you are interested in longer 40 minutes version of this tutorial or a full and finished blend file from this project, be sure to check out the link in the description. If you are still here watching, I really appreciate you sticking to the end. And if you have some thoughts about this tutorial and this image, feel free to leave your feedback in the comments. I will definitely read it. And if you are one of our great customers, thank you for supporting us. And if you aren't yet, I want to recommend you our 3D Shaker products and encourage you to check it out and become a member of 3D Shaker community. There are really great assets which will both help you create amazing renders and will help us keep up the channel and continue to upload new videos with new knowledge to share with you completely for free. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Now I'ma head out, take care and bye.